Welcome to this explainer breaking down the massive 2026 overhaul to the Chase Sapphire credit card ecosystem. Look, if you've been following the points and miles world for a while, you already know the rules of the game have fundamentally shifted this year. So today, we're going to take all these crazy, confusing rule changes and turn them into your ultimate step-by-step application playbook.
But real quick, before we get into the weeds, I've got a serious question for you. Are you blindly throwing away your one shot at a massive welcome offer? Right now, we're seeing some absolutely staggering sign-up bonuses out there. We're talking like 150,000 ultimate rewards points on the Sapphire Reserve. But because the landscape has completely changed for 2026, so many people are applying blind and getting literally nothing. Just look at our stickman friend right there, looking completely lost. He represents way too many applicants right now, and we're going to make absolutely sure that isn't you. Okay, let's dive into this. The bombshell news of 2026 is that the old, restrictive rules we've lived with for years, they are completely dead. Historically, you had to wait an agonizing 48 months between Sapphire bonuses. That's gone. On top of that, there was the infamous one Sapphire rule, meaning you were strictly limited to holding just one Sapphire branded card at a time. Well, that's gone too. That means our animated stickman friend here can finally hold both the Sapphire Preferred and the Sapphire Reserve cards in his wallet at the exact same time. Sounds like a total free-for-all, right? Well, actually, not quite. Now we have to talk about the catch.
Section 1. The catch, the new lifetime bonus rule.
So while Chase has given us this incredible freedom to hold multiple Sapphire cards at once, they've simultaneously dropped the hammer on how we actually earn those lucrative sign-up bonuses. And here is the absolute finality of this new rule. Chase has completely moved to a once-per-lifetime model for these bonuses. If you have ever, and I mean ever, received a bonus on the Sapphire Preferred, you can never get that specific welcome bonus again. It just doesn't matter if you earned it a decade ago or if you closed the card 5 years ago. You get exactly one bite at the apple per specific card product for your entire life.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the separation works. Because the Sapphire Preferred and the Sapphire Reserve are now treated as entirely separate products. Holding one doesn't automatically block you from getting the other's bonus. So, say you had the Preferred in the past, and you earned that bonus. Boom, you're marked as not eligible for the Preferred forever. However, if you've never had the Reserve card, you fall right into that top eligible row for the Reserve bonus. You can literally hold the Preferred right now, apply for the Reserve tomorrow, and still secure that massive first-time welcome offer.
Which brings us to Section 2, the barrier. Beware of pop-up jail.
So how does Chase actually enforce this new lifetime rule? Well, imagine our little stickman applicant suddenly finding himself behind scribbled digital bars right in the middle of his application. If Chase's system decides you aren't eligible for a bonus, your application will just suddenly halt, and you're going to see this exact quote. It looks like you're not eligible for a bonus for this credit card. We haven't done a credit check yet, so there will be no impact to your score if you don't continue. See, Chase is now using a proprietary Amex-style algorithm to decide your fate. It looks at your history, your past bonuses, your open and closed accounts, and it stops you right in your tracks before you make a mistake.
I know pop-up jail sounds absolutely terrifying, but honestly, it's kind of an incredible safety net for us. Think about the alternative here. In the old days, you'd apply, get approved, spend thousands of dollars to hit that minimum spend, and then just never get the points. It was awful. Now, this proprietary algorithm warns you before a hard credit pull. It gives you the option to cancel the application safely with zero impact to your credit score. And most importantly, it stops you from wasting a precious 524 slot on a card that isn't even going to give you a bonus.
Speaking of which, Section 3, the overarching law. The 524 rule survives.
So the crucial point is, with all these flashy new 2026 rule changes, it's incredibly easy to forget the foundational law of the land at Chase. Skipping this step is a fatal error that will result in an instant denial. I don't care how good your credit score is. Everything still rests on this crucial ratio, 5/24. If you have opened 5 or more personal credit cards from any bank in the last 24 months, Chase will automatically decline your application. Period. No exceptions.
And make no mistake about this. The 524 rule includes personal cards from all banks, not just Chase. Every single personal credit card you open, whether it's an airline card from Amex, a cashback card from Citi, or some shiny new Capital One card, they all act like a heavy weight on our stickman's application timeline. Each one eats up one of those 5 precious slots. This means you absolutely must prioritize your Chase slots before you even think about applying for cards at other banks.
Now for Section 4, the solution, the business card loophole. Look,
If you're watching this and sweating a little bit because you're already sitting at 424, do not panic. Let's introduce a strategic workaround, utilizing the newly revamped business side of the Sapphire ecosystem. Chase recently introduced the Sapphire Reserve for Business, and this is an absolute game changer. Why? Because it's treated as an entirely separate product from the personal Sapphire cards. It has its own unique massive welcome bonus, which you can earn once in your lifetime. You can hold it right alongside your personal Sapphire cards. But the absolute best part? Just like most Chase business cards, being approved for it does not add to your 5/24 count.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it completely flips the script on your application velocity. By snagging the Sapphire Reserve for Business, you get to earn a huge pile of ultimate rewards points, you secure those premium travel benefits, and you leave your personal 5/24 count completely untouched. It's literally the ultimate loophole for anyone bumping up against Chase's strict limits. Okay, so we've covered the lifetime rule, pop-up jail, the 5/24 law, and the business card loophole. It is time to bring it all together into a clear, actionable strategy. Section 5. Your 2026 Playbook, the ultimate Sapphire strategy. Let's move to the sequence and see how this builds. Step 1. Audit your 5/24 status. Seriously, go pull your credit report right now and count every personal card open in the last 24 months. Step 2. Assuming you have slots open, apply for the Sapphire Preferred to secure your first lifetime bonus. It's got a lower annual fee, making it the perfect starting point. Step 3. Once you've met that minimum spend, pivot over to the Sapphire Reserve for Business. You score a second massive bonus, get those premium perks, and most importantly, you protect those 5/24 slots. Finally, Step 4. When you're ready for maximum luxury travel, apply for the personal Sapphire Reserve for your final lifetime bonus. 3 cards, 3 lifetime bonuses, maximized perfectly. But hold on, before you run off to execute this playbook, I need to issue a super urgent warning. Do not, I repeat, do not try to outsmart the algorithm by playing games with your accounts. Downgrading or canceling your card is not going to reset your bonus history. Under these new 2026 rules, the algorithm always remembers. If you earn the bonus, the door is closed for that specific card product forever. You've got to plan your application strategically from day one because there are 0 do-overs here.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. I want to leave you with a somewhat provocative thought regarding your long-term financial strategy. Because you only get one shot at a welcome bonus for each Sapphire product now, which card will you choose to prioritize for your lifetime? The strategy is totally in your hands now. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.